Okay, so in this video we'll learn more about tuples. So there is a concept called unpack. So unpack the value. So for example, I have a tuple, right? My tuple. Let me define a tuple. Um, okay, so let's say this is my tuple. I have just redefined it. So we know that we can access these values using the index, right? So like my tuple. However, there is a concept of unpacking also. So if I say A, B, C equal to my tuple, and if I say A, it will be 1, B will be 2, and C will be 3. So basically, based on that, so like you can also see that example, not only my tuple, you can define a new values also. Let's say 3, 7, 9. When you print A comma B comma C, so like that, even this Jupyter notebooks take as a tuple. However, if you print simple values, you will come to know that this is how we can unpack. So this is called unpacking the value, unpacking the values in a tuple. Now we'll also let's move towards comparison operators. So tuple support all the comparison operators. It support all the comparison operators like equals to, not equals to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, right? So let's say we have example. I am defining one tuple 1 comma 2 comma 3, and we'll see whether it is greater than 1 comma 2 comma 4. So the answer is true because we have a bigger value here. Okay, so that's true. And then 1 comma 2 comma 3 is greater than 1 comma 2, which should also true. And also we will try to compare two tuples now. Equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3, that's also true. And we can see that 1 comma 2 comma 3 is not equal to 3 comma 2 comma 1, right? That's also true. So tuples support this, and then this is, and also we can use tuples, the min and max or some sorted kind of a functions also, which are the inbuilt function. Like you see in min value in my tuple, or let's say I define a tuple here with 100 minus 1 2 60 90. So it will identify the min value, and also we can apply the function like max value, so it will be 100. And also we can use a sorted, so it will give us the list of sorted values. Okay, so sorted will convert tuple into a list. So that is also one of the way to create the list from a tuple. Okay, so this is another example. And also my tuple can have mixed data. It or not need not to be always having, this is also the way we had a mixed list, if you remember. So this also tuple can also support this. So my tuple is a valid tuple here, so there should not be any problem here for that. Even my tuple can have a tuple inside. Okay, so this is also fine. So tuple can have tuple inside, that's also fine. So this is also support. Okay, so we can also find the like the list, right? For example, let me have this tuple. Let's say my tuple equals to this, right? So I can also find out the index by value if I want to find the index. So my tuple dot index. So if I, let's say I want to find the index of -1, so I will get 1, right? So it is 0 1 2, something of that sort. And also I can find out the count. Okay, and also I can find out the occurrence. Okay, so my tuple, let me remake it compatible for count, and then I'll find my tuple dot count, let's say 2, so it should be 3, right? So it is counting also. So that we can do. We can also use the slicing of the on the tuples. So let's say I have my tuple and I want a new tuple. I want to make a new tuple where I am basically taking my tuple. Let's say I am taking first 2, and then I am adding -6, -9, -100. Then I am taking my tuple. Again I'll take the remaining values from here. So the new tuple will be, this value will be added here. So I can add a value in between. So this is a slicing I have done, right? So I just did a slice. Using slicing I can create this. Also we can just like that add also. Concatenation also works, but this is something with slicing we can do. Okay, so we have seen that how we can convert to list. Even if I want to convert my tuple, let's say this is a new tuple, so I want this to convert to list. So if I pass my new tuple, then it will convert to the list also. Okay, then what happens if, let's say, I am doing my list, and then I'll print my list. So my list, let's say I am just taking this 0 1 2 3 4 5. Let's say I'm taking 5, and I'll try to do something I want to change here, and then I want to print my list. Okay, you see the value it has now changed. So that is how you can make a change, and then you can convert it back to a tuple. Okay, so that is something we can do. And also we can use tuples. So for example, returning multiple values. So def my function, and let's say I'm passing two values x comma y. Now if I want to return x plus y as well as want to x minus y, then we can use tuple. So result equal to my function, and then let's pass around 5 and 8, and in result you will see two values, which is the sum and the subtraction. So that also we can pass to a function. Okay, so now if you see we can use star operator to unpack the element of a tuple when calling a function that takes multiple arguments. Okay, that's also true. So let's say I am having my tuple. Let's say my tuple is equal to 1 comma 2, and I do sum my tuple. I get 3. Even I use star my tuple. Okay, int object not iterable. Okay, so let me find a use case which I can explain to you on. Yeah, so this will not work because it's a int object. We have the int object, but let me create my def. Let's say def my function and I have a b c, and then I have return a plus b plus c. So I'm just returning some of the thing, and I am taking my tuple equals to 1 comma 2 comma 3, and then I'll just call my func, and then I'll do a star my tuple. Yeah, so whenever you pass it is so you explicitly need not to pass the values. You just pass tuple and star, and that means you are unpacking that when we are making it a function call. Okay, that's all for this. I think, yeah, enumerate also it is support, tuple also support enumerate. So let's say I have my tuple. So for index and value in enumerate my tuple, print okay. So the index is index, and then value is value. So like that we can the enumerate function is also supported by the my tuple. Okay, and also we can use this some of the time we can use tuples as the keys of the dictionary because they are immutable, right? So we can use them keys in dictionary, because we list cannot be, because list are not list are mutable, right? We can change that. So I think that's all about tuples which I want to discuss with you. I tried to cover most of the thing, and if anything miss out, I will cover in a miscellaneous section in this in this series. Thank you for this video, watching this video, and see you in another video.